Ms Legalista, aka Attorney Sheila here. We are going to be talking about Madison Russo, the young TikTok woman who claimed to have cancer, and then we found out that she didn't.
Yeah.
Madison Russo shared her cancer experience on social media. And once the fraud was unveiled, well, it just goes downhill from there. I'm always thinking to myself, why pick something like cancer? Because one day karma is going to come knocking at your door. And what are you going to do then? She raised over $37,000 on this fake cancer scheme. And here's the thing, listen to what kind of cancer she was stating she had. Pancreatic cancer, stage 2 pancreatic cancer, lymphoblastic leukemia. She went through a lot of trouble to put this fraud together, and she was sharing her experience that she was going through while having this cancer, and she didn't even have cancer. Now, I mean, if I'm a person with cancer, I'm highly offended by this. I just don't understand why you would do that. We're going to get to that point. She was only 19 years old at the time. And I do say only because we know that, it takes a while before you really start to make really good decisions. And some of us are still making not so good decisions, even beyond that. So I understand she was pretty young at the time. However, she knew that this was not the right thing to do. She knew that she did not have cancer. All right, so let me give you some of the specifics here. Pancreatic cancer, she even said the tumor was the size of a football. Media reports have said that she claimed this cancer, the tumor had wrapped around her spine, and that doctors gave her an 11% survival rate for 5 years. I mean, now listen to how specific she is getting with her fraud. There goes my phone every single time. Listen to how specific, the type of cancer, the stage, what her survival rate is, the size of the tumor, where it's located. She went to great lengths to convince people that she actually had cancer. She then set up a GoFundMe account where people then donated money to her when it turns out she did not have cancer at all. So this all fell apart when someone who knows how to use some of the medical equipment that she was using realized that she probably wasn't using it the way it should have been used. So, in other words, she got caught in her own video because she didn't quite know what she was doing. I guess maybe she couldn't find a video that showed exactly what that looked like. Now she has gone to court. She has gotten her sentence from these over 400 people that she defrauded. And there were probably tons of people who wanted to send her money and didn't. There were probably tons of people who commented, gave her support, prayed for her. This all could have been going to people who really needed it. That's a big problem. Her sentence, 10-year suspended sentence, $39,000 in restitution, a $1,370 fine, which I felt like was kind of low. But if you put it on top of the restitution, then yes, it makes sense. But those are really two different things. One is giving the money back, and the other is paying a fine because of what you did. And 3 years probation. So if she doesn't get into any trouble during this 3 years of probation, she doesn't have any other issues, she pays the restitution and the fines, then there shouldn't be any problem with her sentence remaining suspended. And hopefully, she's learned that this is probably not the way to go. According to what I read in the media, the reason she did this is because she was trying to get her family back together. She wanted some attention on that, and she thought this was the best way to do it. Now, I think she probably could have gone to Google and probably Googled, how to build family relationships, how to make your family relationships better, how to get counseling. There's telecounseling online. You can get that now. Teletherapy. There are ways to come together and do these things. So I'm not sure why she felt like putting videos regarding a fake cancer diagnosis was the way to go. But there you have it. So, again, I talk about this a lot about vetting other people. I've talked about it in terms of people who looked at DJ Envy and said, oh, okay, well, it looks like, he and Caesar Pena have this real estate investing scheme plan going on, and maybe I'm going to get behind that. And so people don't necessarily do as much of the research as they should do. And then you have something like this where you think you're giving to a charitable cause, someone who needs it. And it's really hard to vet that and to determine whether or not what someone is saying is true. Most of the time, they aren't going to post their doctor's appointments. But, in this case, she could have provided x-rays or something like that. But again, we take people at their word, we give them the benefit of the doubt, and we think that the information that they're providing is truthful and not fraudulent. So if that brings you up to speed, and what happened in this case with the TikToker who had the fake cancer scheme, now you know. Again, don't forget to vet the people that you're working with. Hit the notification bell, the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and peace.